Hi, I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with ReadTheStars.com. This is your weekly horoscopes at work forecast for May 2nd to 8th, 2016. Well, it's hard to forget that Mercury is in retrograde, but in case you did, I'm reminding you. So that is the overall tone. Anything that we do is subject to this thing of Mercury not allowing us to have the facility with communication, travel, and also contracts and things that we are used to enjoying. So take your time with these activities and be open to the fact that they may not work out the way that you set them out to work. However, this is a great time for reflecting on your thoughts. If you have anything that you want to produce in terms of writing or presenting, this is an excellent time to get your ideas down so that they can be repeated later. And I don't want to say on paper because we don't do that anymore, but on screen or whatever, into words, into symbols, into music, art. We have a real ease with communicating with our unconscious mind during Mercury retrograde, so that's really cool. The other thing that's happening this week, besides Mother's Day on Sunday, is going to be a new moon that takes place on Friday. The new moon is in Taurus, so all the intentions that we put forth on Friday should be directed toward improving our sense of security. This is materially, of course, but it can also be in terms of relationships. So think about the things that make you feel secure. And on Friday, make some intentions, some plans as to how you may institute some different aspects into your life so that you can bring greater security to yourself, okay? So that is on Friday. Going through this day by day, Monday we wake up to the Pisces moon. Everybody's going to be in this nice, sweet, dreamy mood, and that's cool, and it'll be great for creativity. Not great for precision, however. Be careful driving. Be careful walking because in a sense, we are all spirits in bodies, right? And sometimes we don't like to embody when the moon is in Pisces conjunct to Neptune and opposite Jupiter. We would rather dream. So be very conscious of yourself on Monday. Be careful. On Tuesday, we wake up to a void of course moon. And so anything that you have planned for Tuesday morning is subject to change. I'm not saying it definitely will, but it is subject to change. The unexpected is likely to happen, so be prepared for it. And also, this is a good time to finish things, clean out an inbox, get stuff ready for the change in seasons if you haven't already, at work as well as at home. At 1:04 p.m., the moon zooms into Aries, and that's going to be nice. And the other great thing about Tuesday is that we will have the sun making a very friendly, wonderful connection with the planet Jupiter, which is a very friendly, wonderful planet. So a sense of optimism and forward thinking is going to kind of engulf us on Tuesday, and that's excellent. Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday both are excellent for doing business, by the way. Wednesday even better because we're going to have a nice combination that involves the planets Mars and Saturn with the moon, and that is going to allow us to take our actions and put structure to them. And so, lay out your plans and try to figure out what you can do despite the Mercury retrograde. And like I say, there are some projects that are really actually favored during this time. We're also going to have a square to Pluto with the moon on Wednesday. So, you might expect a little challenge from someone in terms of a power situation. So we'll look out for that. On Thursday, again, we wake up to the void of course moon from 12:17 a.m. until 1:10 p.m. when the moon moves into Taurus. So be careful of that. Thursday afternoon is fine for business, but it's probably best for finishing things up and thinking about what you want to do in terms of making plans with the new moon that takes place on Friday. So that's going to take place at 3:29 p.m. if you want to do something really special. Light a candle, sort of stop and meditate, say a little prayer, write down your intentions. That's the time of day to do it. And then the moon will go void, of course, at 10:10 p.m. on Friday and come into the sign of Gemini on Saturday. This is great for making connections. And we're also going to have the sun in a friendly aspect to Pluto, so we're going to feel very energetic. Very willing to make changes and accommodations, but also wanting other people to make changes and accommodations. So look out for those family gatherings that you may have on Saturday. They could be kind of a little bit weighted down with challenges as to who's going to decide what is going to be done at which time. Sunday, with the moon continuing in Gemini, we will have a really good opportunity to communicate, to reach out. So, very likely that you will remember to call mom or the people who are like mom in your life, and that's really great because motherhood is something that is just so important, and we need to honor the people who have given us that nurturing, whether they are biologically related to us or not. So I've had lots of people who are like moms in my life, and I will be calling them on Sunday. Now, I will be at Journeys of Life on Monday from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. If you'd like to come on in for a reading, it's 412-681-8755 to make your appointment. I am heading up to New York City Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if anybody wants to see me there, you know how to reach me, Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com. And I wish everybody who is a mom a happy Mother's Day. And even for those who are like a mom in other people's lives, that's a very important role to play. Now, next week is going to be interesting. We're going to have Jupiter coming out of its sleepy period. And there's going to be a transit of Mercury on Monday, which we will talk about. In the meantime, if you have any needs that range from transpersonal coaching and hypnosis to a good old-fashioned astrology reading, please find me at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.